Are you ready for your window shoppers to become paying customers? Ecwid e-commerce is here to make that happen. We can help you automatically show the exact product visitors saw but didn't purchase on your site wherever they go on Facebook and Instagram using this magic called dynamic Facebook retargeting. To show these ads to your prospects today, sign up in your Ecwid control panel in the marketing section and look for the Facebook remarketing app. This is fully integrated into Ecwid and Facebook and so simple and effective you'll wonder why you hadn't done this sooner. To help you decide, if you sign up now and spend $50 by February 15th, you'll receive a free $100 advertising credit from our friends at Facebook. Okay, back to the show.
This is the Ecwid e-commerce show with your host, Jesse Ness, along with Richard O'Tay.
What's going on, Richard?
I'm doing great, and I'm excited about this one. We talk about niching down all the time and trying to find a unique product that is hard to compare, and you don't have many competitors, and you kind of create your own category. I think we found the perfect one.
Yeah, I think so. We've been in e-commerce for a while, so the quote, the riches are in the niches. I think this one applies here. I think for people that are listening, on your drive or on a workout, think about if you think maybe your niche is too small. It's really not small if you take a look at the whole country or the whole world. So, all right. So getting into this niche, we have Rachel Lessne from CakeSafe. How's it going, Rachel?
Hello, I'm good. How are you?
Awesome. It's Friday here, East
Yay,
Coast.
Friday.
Yeah. So we wanted to hear a little bit about, well, first, speaking of niches, what does CakeSafe sell?
CakeSafe sells, basically we design ourselves and manufacture and sell products for bakers. And we have a few different product lines, but the most wow-worthy is the CakeSafe itself. And it basically keeps a fully assembled tiered cake, a wedding cake, or any type of tiered cake. It keeps it cold. It keeps it safe from bumps and tips and mountain drives. And you could even check your cake safe with a cake in it on a plane as baggage, and it would keep your cake protected.
Oh wow! And now I imagine so. And I've seen your Instagram profile. Some of these cakes are very ornate and very detailed.
Oh yeah.
So I can imagine what like some of these cakes might be hundreds. I don't know. Are they $1,000?
Thousands.
Oh
yeah.
Oh wow.
Totally. I mean, we sell to everybody from home or hobby bakers whose cakes, they might be small and they might be basically decorated for just $100 up to if you watch the Food Network and some of the people on there who are just celebrity bakers who, their cakes are thousands and they're taller than a person. And so we really, really sell to the whole baker market.
Wow, and I bet those cakes are not thousands of dollars if they tip over on,
No. And it's scary because as a baker, you could get sued by a bride if you don't deliver the cake, if it tips over in your car on the way to the venue.
Yeah, be careful with the brides. I think that's...
Oh, yeah, bridezillas.
It's funny you mentioned the Food Network there, because half of the fun of watching those cake shows or cake wars, I can't remember what one of them I last saw, is when they're transporting from one table to the other table. It's like you would take half the joy out of watching that show if you guys gave them CakeSafes.
Exactly. We actually, I don't know if I should say who it is, but one of the bigger shows, we were in talks with them and they said, we can't use your product because it would take all the drama out of the show. That's why people tune in to see if the cake will make it.
Oh, that's awesome.
Great ad to put in the middle of that show, but not so good for the show itself.
Totally.
Maybe that could be a new marketing tagline for you guys. Like, such and such Cupcake Wars wouldn't accept our product.
Yeah, that would be great.
Yeah. So let us know how CakeSafe got started.
Well, it was just a one-man show when it was started. So there's Julie and Scott Chapin, who are husband and wife. And Julie was a professional wedding cake baker for about 30 years. And her husband, Scott, was an engineer. And he was just employed with an engineering firm for about 16 years, I'd say. And, Julie every weekend would, make all these wedding cakes and she would deliver them to the venues. And one time she had something going on and she couldn't deliver her cake. So she sent Scott, her husband, to deliver it. And as soon as he got in the car, he was like, there's something wrong here. There's gotta be a better way to do this. It's so terrifying. And you drive 5 miles an hour and there's gotta be a better way. And after some research, he didn't find anything out there on the market. So he just made for Julie just one CakeSafe box. And the design is very, very similar to the ones that we sell now. Mm-hmm. But it insulated her cake to keep it cold. And then it had a rod that went down through the center of the cake. Normal bakers would put a dowel in anyway, but this one just connects to the CakeSafe box. So it made it completely tip proof and bump proof and all of that. And so Julie just started using that CakeSafe, which she still uses today, the original one. And every venue she went to, like the jaws would drop of the venue staff and say, where can I get one of these to, for other bakers, or, they would just be amazed by it. And it makes the presentation very professional as well. And Julie was just said, my husband just made this, that's just, there's just one, that's it.
Yeah.
And then Scott in 2008 or 2009, he lost his job, because the economy kind of tanked, and he was just one of many who got laid off. And he had 3 kids. Julie and Scott both had 3 kids, and he woke up, I think, 2 days after he got laid off, because he knew he had to do something, and he just said, I'm gonna make CakeSafes. And he just took that sort of bold leap into doing it. And he made them by hand back then, like hand cutting all the individual pieces, shipping them, building a website. He did everything himself, and just slowly over time, it's slowly in the beginning, it just grew and grew, and he would give CakeSafes for free to people. And now it's, it's 9 years later. I just had to look at the date on the computer. 9 years later, and we're in a commercial space. We have 6 employees, and we sell all over the world, literally all over the world, Asia, every continent. It's just really huge. And like I said, everybody from home bakers to celebrity bakers use it, because it's literally the only safe way to transport cakes without heart palpitations.
Oh yeah, I bet. I mean, and that's an awesome story. I mean, I love it when people build something that they had a specific need for themselves, and then people keep asking, "Where did you get that? How can I make? Can you make one for me?" So that's like the classic entrepreneurial stories.
Dream, yeah.
Yeah, I love it. So now, is Julie part of the business as well, or did she stay with baking?
Yeah, after the business started growing, I'm not sure what year it was before I started working. So I'd say maybe 2 or 3 years in, Julie started helping Scott out in the office. And so she would do a lot of the office work while he would do production, because it was starting to grow. So he couldn't handle all of it himself. So then it was a 2-man show for a little while. And then, we just started adding employees in, and now here we are today.
Awesome. So, and now you're an employee. So what do you do? Mm-hmm. What do you do for CakeSafe?
I started out, I answered an ad for an office manager. And when I started, I was literally kind of doing everything besides production. And I even did a little bit of that. I would print the labels, I would pack the products, I would bring them to the post office, I would do customer service, a little bit of marketing. And now, since the business has grown, it's really so much better. Now we have a designated shipper, a designated full-time production person, an office manager, and now I am just the marketing manager. And so I handle all of the social media. I reach out, I do press releases, just general marketing.
Awesome. Yeah. And we were looking at the site beforehand and the social profiles, and we love it. So you're doing a great job.
Well, thank you.
And, I think now we want to see what kind of tips and what kind of help you can bring to the community, and let people know how you did it. Because, like I said earlier, I'm jealous, and I want to copy some of your tricks.
I'm hungry.
Yeah,
looking at the pictures.
We are looking at the cupcake safe right now too. So,
oh, nice.
So for people that are driving, there's the pictures, like there's, looks like there's 100 cupcakes in this CakeSafe. So yeah, I just ate lunch, but I didn't get a dessert.
Oh no.
So where could we start here? I like the blog. You have a lot of customer stories. I think that's always a good tip for merchants. If you don't know what to write about your customers. How did you, how did you go about that? How did you find, people that wanted to share their story?
Well, it was a little easy for me, I'll have to say, because the product we have is so life-changing for people. I didn't have to really go searching. But I would say, if you do need to track down these things, to go after, I would look at a reviews app to put on your site. We use Stamped.io with Ecwid, and it sends, I think 14 days after a customer purchases, it sends them a review request email, and then it just asks them to rate it 1 to 5 stars and give a little text on how they like it. And that's a good way to, find stellar testimonials. And then you can reach out and ask if, they would share a picture if they hadn't already, and then share it with your social media or with your blogs. But for me, it was kind of easy because when a customer gets a product, they tend to reach out, no matter what, if they get a review request email or not, and just say how it changed their lives. So about 50% of what I post is our customer content and about our products, and the other 50% is just sort of loosely related to our what our customers would find interesting. So maybe other desserts or other recipes, not strictly cakes, or just really outrageous cakes, or just fun, engaging content.
Oh, sure. And I think, the product is very Instagram friendly as well. Like,
oh, yes.
The desserts and fancy cakes and things like that. Like, everybody loves seeing that on Instagram. So that's kind of a built-in advantage there. But I like how you used customer stories to, kind of give it a little more. You can't have every blog be, we have a sale today,
Yep.
You have to have something else. So
people are going to tune out and not want to read if it's all just sales pushy.
Oh, for sure. Now, and I noticed you had several giveaways and contests there. Mm-hmm. What was the idea behind that?
Well, that has really helped us a lot to grow. Like in the beginning, when not a lot of people had their hands on the product, it seems too good to be true, and people might and ha over the product for years before buying it. So it's to get testimonials and to get reviews. A giveaway is also a great way to do it, and to also just get lots of visibility for the product. So we, once a year, we'll definitely always give away a CakeSafe. Every January, we'll give one away, and people can enter to win on our website, CakeSafe.com. But we'll also do like smaller giveaways. We'll do, if your business can't afford, giving away a $300 or $400 product, do, giveaway for, it can be anything, a $10 gift certificate, or, however much you want that to be. But people just love to get something for free. They also love to get something very exclusive. We recently had an excess of, we have a bunch of different products, but it was just a small 4-inch acrylic discs to help you ice a 4-inch cake. And we just happened to make too many of them. So I went on and I made a secret link in Ecwid that you can't find on the website at all. If you went to CakeSafe.com, you wouldn't be able to find it. Mm-hmm. But I snagged that link and I put it on Instagram stories, and I also put it on a private CakeSafe Facebook group, and I said, exclusive 50% off discount. Nobody else has this link except for these two groups. And it's very rare for somebody to make a 4-inch cake. That's tiny. Yeah. But people, they were selling like hotcakes because it was exclusive.
Sure.
Yeah.
No pun intended with the hotcakes.
Exactly. But yeah, it's just, doing something that gives somebody something for free or discounted really makes them appreciate your company, and also something exclusive that you just want to make your customers feel special and included.
Sure. So this was the VIP group, the VIP treatment, really.
Yeah, exactly. Yep. But when I did it on Instagram, it's just literally anybody who follows us on Instagram, or, they don't even have to follow us on Instagram. They can find our stories, and then they get this quote unquote exclusive, discount on these little discs.
Speaking of stories, how is stories, I'd imagine, because of you, are you saying Julie's still baking too, by the way, before I ask this question?
She will bake there are cake trade shows, believe it or not, where there's like cake competitions, and bakery supply vendors like us will set up a booth. She'll bake for those events, and she'll bake for if a friend's getting married. I actually got married last month, and she made my wedding cake, but other than that, she's kind of bowed out of the baking.
Okay, but in general, where I was going with that is, you actually have the product to put inside of the CakeSafe too. So when you're doing the stories, you could get pretty creative. Like I could imagine, like you could almost be like pretending like it's going to fall. Whoa,
yep,
and it's still not.
Yep.
How have stories, changed Instagram stories compared to like a traditional post?
Yeah, my kind of general philosophy with social media and marketing is to make your customers feel like your friends, and not just feel like, you really actually want to become friends with your customers. And stories on Instagram help accomplish that. You can post things that are just silly. Like I think last week, Danny, our office manager, was having a rough day, and so she laid on the floor and played with the office dog Boo. And I just, I filmed her and put it in the stories, and it just makes you very relatable to your potential customers. And you see the employees, you see what's happening. You can also of course throw in salesy sort of stories like, look at this, but I always try to make the stories fun and just something that people really want to see as a friend.
Have you seen using highlights in addition to stories work well for you?
Yes, because the stories, they disappear after 24 hours, but you can tap a button on any story and make it a highlight that stays in your profile for as long as you want it. So our, really good content that, could be a repost of a story from one of our customers who there was one who delivered a cake in 104-degree heat, and she posted a video of her taking her cake out of the CakeSafe, and things like that they really show how amazing the product is. You don't want it to disappear after 24 hours, and you don't want to keep uploading it every 24 hours because people are going to unfollow you because they're seeing the same old thing. But you can put that in your highlight, and then somebody who goes to your profile can, select the different titles of the highlights. Like we have the CakeSafe box, cake shows, accessories, acrylic discs, whatever the person might be interested in. They click on the highlight and they get all the pertinent information there.
That's great. So with the highlight, you mentioned some customers sent you a video. Did they send you, like, do they have to send you the video file in order for it to be to post as an Instagram story, or can they just like post it to your Instagram account?
So it's a little bit complicated. They can message the video through Instagram, like direct message it. But they have to, like, if you're in a direct message on Instagram, I'm opening one now. There's in the right message field, it has a little kind of photo icon like the mountain. You have to kind of attach it there. If you sent it like as a post, it's not actually going to move. Like if I reposted that, it would just, be a still photo of a video. Anyway, it's getting a little complicated, but yeah, they can send me the video through Instagram. They can email it. I can, snag it from their social media. And, as long as I have their permission. But there's a few different ways to get the content.
Well, I think that's a great tip in order to, coming up with your own stories. And Rich and I have filmed a couple for Ecwid as well. It's nerve-wracking sometimes. You're like, oh man, people are going to see this, and but if a customer sends you video, you can say, hey, can I use this? And they get a little publicity, you get a video, everybody's happy.
Well, and plus to your point earlier, if it starts out as a story, you can test it and not worry about it as much because it can disappear in 24 hours, and then you find out it's a hit. And if it's a hit, then turn it into a highlight so people can see it more.
Yep.
I like that. You're challenging me, Rachel. Now I need I need to up my Instagram game here by a couple degrees. So, and along with Instagram, I noticed you have implemented one of our newest features. That's the shoppable posts or the Instagram tagging. So how's that been going for you?
It's really great. It's easy for, you want it to make it as easy as possible for somebody to buy something. So if, somebody is just scrolling through their Instagram feed and they see something wow-worthy, they'll see that little shoppable icon on the post, be able to tap it. And then, if they decide to click over, they just tap the post and it brings you right to the product that you're selling, and they just check out right there. So it's been really wonderful, that feature. And I do, a tip that I have for that is you don't want to make every post shoppable. It just makes it look a little too pushy and too salesy.
Sure.
So, I like to put at least 3 or more posts in between shoppable posts, because I don't want somebody to visit the profile and say, oh, they're just trying to sell all this stuff. I want them to visit the profile and say, I'm going to learn something if I follow them. They're posting tips and fun things, and, they're not just trying to sell to me.
Sure. But you really want to sell to them, so
exactly. Ulterior motive.
Yeah. No, I think that's awesome, and I for people that are listening, please do check out the CakeSafe Instagram profile, because you can see the product tags in the wild, and your mouth will be watering with all the cake pictures as well. But I think it's awesome that you get to show these very cool products on Instagram that people are going to follow and like and heart and all the fun social media stuff, and then at the same time you get these shoppable the tags, and that's my Minnesota accent with tags coming out, but you can actually see it on a profile. So I think that's awesome for people listening. And then we started with Instagram here, but a lot of these same tactics can be used on Facebook as well. And I noticed on Facebook you have like 50,000 followers, probably I think 14,000 on Instagram. What do you do different in Facebook than you do in Instagram?
Well, before I get into that, can I just mention how we got so many followers?
Oh, please. It
kind of relates back to what we were talking about before, giveaways. So to ultimately get all these eventual sales, social media has been so huge, and people might be wondering, I have 100 fans on Facebook, how do I grow it? Maybe they've been doing ads and, it's not happening. I would say that, like we were talking about before, a giveaway is one of the best ways to increase your followers. And if you can do a giveaway with another brand, that, if we do a giveaway with another cake supply, company that makes something that's not competitive to us, but also, that people crave, then their followers will see our product, and our followers will see their product, and they're most likely going to, if that's the terms of the giveaway, you must like each business to enter the giveaway, then they're gonna be your fan. And as long as you keep posting engaging content, then they're gonna be your fan for life. So that's, a tip I have to get the followers. But what I do differently.
Well, let's stay on that for a second then, because I love this, because this is, I've heard this similar type of conversation, in the past year or so. People are really having success with that. So did you just look for, I see this spinyourcake.com. Is that the one you're talking about here? So it's similar, but not competitive, right? So,
exactly.
Yeah. Okay. So that's awesome. And did you use an app to do the giveaway, or did you just trust that people? Okay.
Yeah. Yep. We just sort of do our giveaways manually. We'll, randomly pick somebody as the winner. And it's just such a great way to get exposure for both brands if you're doing a partner giveaway.
So then in this case, I'm sure from these conferences, a lot of people in the industry, so that, hey, Spin Your Cake people, we want to do this giveaway. You expose this to your brand, we'll expose it to ours, and likely the same customers. So are you just saying to the prospective customers, just follow both brands and we'll choose a winner? Is that the...
It depends. It's, as long as both brands are happy with it, it could be just, simply like both brands and comment on this post to win. You can also make them, share it for extra credit. But yeah, you could simply tell them to like the post and be entered to win, or like and comment. Or my personal favorite is to enter to win, you comment tagging 3 bakers. So no matter what brand you have, if it's watches, you could say, tag 3 of your friends, or somebody that would be interested in the product. But yeah, I tell them tag 3 bakers, and then that just increases the visibility of the post by so much. And I've had great luck with that sort of thing, even just with our, if it's not a partner giveaway, if it's just something that we're giving away ourselves, even a $25 gift certificate, if you say to tag 3 bakers, then boom, visibility up.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. And people are probably they're actually going to tag bakers that have not been exposed to your brand. So that's awesome. Yeah. All right. So we talked Instagram. Talk about your Facebook game. So what do you do differently, or is it the same?
So Facebook, I did do Facebook differently than I do it now. About 6 months ago. So since Facebook sort of changed a bit, and their algorithm of what's shown to users on Facebook is now geared towards more family and friend and less business, I'm actually posting a lot less on Facebook. Before all that changed, I was posting every 3 hours. I would schedule out posts every 3 hours. And, I worried a little bit that people would get sick of those posts, but they didn't. They ate it all up, and they pun again. Yeah. But they loved the posts. But now, since things have changed a little bit, I'll post pretty much like once a day. But I spend the time where I would be posting every 3 hours. I'll spend still the same amount of time, but looking for very engaging content. A lot of videos I'll repost. From certain accounts like the Food Network or Insider Dessert. They have very engaging videos that I can, share on our page and get engagement for our page, even though it's somebody else's content. And it credits the original video, so you're not doing anything, illegal. Yeah. So yeah, I post about once a day on Facebook, and I really just it's the same sort of feel as you want the potential customers to feel like friends. I try to post things where people will comment. I'll ask questions and get people to try and comment. And another thing that I do to really get the personal level up is we created a group called CakeSafe Crusaders, and you don't have to have any of our products. You could just be interested in it, or just be somebody who wants baking tips, and you can anybody can join the group, but it's a small group. I think we have about 300 people in it now, and I use the group to give discount codes first, or to tell them about new products first. So it's that exclusivity factor there again, so that you really feel a connection with these people. And a lot of times in the group, the people who do have our products just post very often about the product that they're using at the moment. It'll be their acrylic discs for icing smoothly on cakes. So it'll be in progress, and they'll post about it, or their CakeSafe. And then all the people in the group who don't have our products see that this is, a real person who has our product. It's not us trying to sell to them. It's, a real testimonial. So it's just it's like a safe place, that group, where, people can also ask questions. Somebody asked, I'm making a replica of a barbecue. Like, I'm making chicken, but it's cake, but it's supposed to look like chicken. How do I do this?
Wow.
And and I saw that and I said, oh, actually another member in the group, I know she does food replica cakes a lot. Will you help? And then they have this conversation in the page, and they're helping each other out. And if you're in the group, most likely the settings kind of default to, if anybody posts in the group, you get a notification. So a lot of the posts in the group are much more engaged with and visible, because they always get a notification that there's a new post in there, where as they follow us, just the main CakeSafe fan page, they're not going to get, posts or notifications that there's a new post.
Sure. So that's kind of a way to around this, the idea that Facebook organic posts are basically, nobody sees them anymore.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So this is so the steps you used there, the tech was really creating a Facebook group. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Awesome. So I think there's a lot of people that could benefit from that, where, you have a Facebook page, and, unfortunately all the work that goes into these posts, a lot of times they don't get seen unless you boost them. But a Facebook group might be a good tactic for other people to borrow there. So appreciate that. Actually, I want to come back to that video. You mentioned so borrowing videos from other accounts. How do you borrow it, I guess? That's the question.
That's actually a really good question, because I don't know how I stumbled upon this. But so as far as I know, maybe it's changed, but as far as I know, if you're on a computer, on a desktop or a laptop, you can't I'm going to use the word steal, even though it's not stealing, it's all, the video is credited. You can't take that video and post it on your page unless you share it right then and there, which, just goes to your page the instant that you send it there.
Okay.
What I do is I want to schedule out posts, so I can post a photo of one of our products, and then an engaging video, and another photo of a product, and then an engaging video. I don't want to have to live exactly in the now and post. I don't want to wake up at midnight and have to share that.
Sure.
So if you are on your phone, I use an iPhone, and you go to your Facebook, just, your personal Facebook. Mm-hmm. I'm doing it right now as we speak. And then I'm going to type in Dessert Insider. That's where I get a lot of the content. And so I go to their videos on Dessert Insider. And again, I'm just, I'm using my personal Facebook app on my phone. Mm-hmm. And I click on that, a video that I want. At the very bottom, it's playing. I don't want it to hear the sound. So at the very bottom to the left is a share button. And if you click that share button, it'll come up with a few options, and one of the options will be copy link. And then you can go into your Facebook. I have the Facebook Pages app on my phone as well. So I just click on over to that, open, go to post something. I just click the publish button, and I paste that link that I just copied into it. And then, it'll still have that weird long link that, I don't really want as the caption. Mm-hmm. And you can just delete that whole link, but the video will stay there. As long as you paste it in there, you wait just a second for the video to show up there, then you can delete that nasty, weird looking link, mm-hmm. and write your own caption in. And, just say something engaging, ask a question like, who would try this recipe? If it's like there's like a recipe for like pickle avocado ice cream. Okay. And you can type your own caption in there, and then when you post it, it'll still credit and link to the original poster, but it'll have your caption on there, and it'll count towards engagement on your page, because your followers will be seeing it. They'll be liking it on your page, commenting on your page. Wow. So it's just a little hack.
I like this hack here.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah, I have notes down on this one because, yeah. So for people listening at home, if you don't know what to post on your Facebook page, rewind this a little bit, check out those options that I'm sure there's some, if you didn't make the video, somebody else made a video that's appropriate to your niche, and borrow it. We won't use the word steal. Borrow that video, make a new
You're curating.
caption.
You're doing
curating.
Like,
yes. That's a good word.
It's a social sharing world. So I love it. And then there's no excuses to not have stuff in your Facebook profile, though. That's the problem. Now you have the tips. So we covered Facebook and Instagram. And I know we could go way more in depth on that, especially because I like your Instagram profile. But we didn't talk about the big one there, Google. Yeah. So what are you guys doing for Google? I mean, there's SEO that's always going on. There's Google AdWords, and there's Google Shopping. Any of those that you want to tackle?
Google Shopping for sure.
Okay. All right.
Excuse me. So we, through Ecwid, we just, downloaded the Google Shopping app. We were actually part of the beta test. We were honored to be a part of that. And, that really gave us the opportunity to see if it was going to work for us. So, we tested it out for you guys on Ecwid. And, the results were really wonderful. For every $1 spent, we were getting about $7 in revenue.
Awesome.
And so, that was tremendous results. We were super happy with that. So when the beta test ended, we decided, to go forward with that and, use our own money. We set it to $150 a month is our budget. And now I just looked yesterday, and for the past month, for every $1 that we spent, we got $19.80 back as revenue.
That's awesome.
Huge.
That's awesome. Rachel, you got to move that budget up now. That's the next step.
Really? Yeah, no, it's, you could do 300, double it. We're still a small business, but we're, as things help us grow, like this Google Shopping app on Ecwid did, then we're able to really become that larger business and increase our sales a lot. I mean, that's huge to be able to, what I say about Google Shopping versus social media, I think both of them are wonderful. Social media helps us get more customers who are likely to buy in the future. For our page or our site, we use Click-in Stats, and it's a great stat to show us that from the time a customer first visits our store, it takes them about 9 days to come back and purchase, and about 5 visits until they make their purchase.
Okay.
And we notice a lot of those people are coming from social media. Mm-hmm. But with Google Shopping, it's not that delay. They're purchasing immediately because they're already looking for what we have. The keywords that we put into our Google Shopping campaign are cake transportation, how to deliver a cake, all the versions of that. So if somebody's Googling those words, they're looking for a solution right now, and they're going to purchase in the moment. Whereas social media, it's still wonderful to build that following, but they might not be immediate purchasers.
Yeah, they might just like to look at cupcakes online. Right?
Exactly. I do know we have kind of a not a large following, but I do know we have a lot of people who aren't bakers at all, and just, our videos are kind of just mesmerizing to watch. But usually somebody who, we want the bakers, but we don't hate on the non-bakers, because even if you're a non-baker, a bakery, you might know a baker, the more our name gets out there, we don't mind if you're not a baker. Just, it's going to get our product out there.
Oh, sure. It doesn't hurt to have people that know about your product, even if they're not necessarily buying themselves. So
exactly.
Yeah. And I think when you're talking about Google Shopping, I think the beauty of that is that when people are typing in cake transportation, your product shows up at the top and it's a picture of it. So that, for people that don't know what Google Shopping means, that's what we're talking about. So somebody types in the product that you sell, and boom, a picture of your product shows up at the top with the price that people can click and immediately go to your site. And you're right, they're ready to buy right now. They're not thinking about it in the future.
Yeah, to your point, Jesse, that's the difference between paying for it through ads and SEO, right? You could literally, well, maybe not in your particular case because not as much competition, but you could literally be trying for months or years to try to get up the ranks and get in page 1 with SEO. Whereas with Google Shopping, boom, you land on top of all SEO, even the number one ranked SEO, and someone's seen it with the picture and a price, they pretty much know they're going to a page to buy something, right? If they wanted to, if they really just wanted to look into it more, they're going to scroll down and look for an article or something.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah. Oh, perfect. So, and Rachel, you're helping me market Ecwid as well, because Google Shopping is kind of a big thing we're mentioning to people, and then the Instagram tagging is also something that we're really excited about. So, we didn't choose you because of that, but it just so happens you're using.
I can verify that both of them, they worked for us. That's all I can say. They we're a true testimonial to both of those features really helping business.
Awesome. This is not a paid testimonial. We do not get paid in cakes or CakeSafes. So perfect. So Rachel, I know you guys do a lot of different things. I saw a lot of different stuff on your site and on Instagram. Are there some other apps that you think would be useful for other Ecwid users out there?
Definitely. Just in the Ecwid world, I mentioned the click-in stats. It just gives you real insight into some statistics that you might not have realized. Also, I did mention before the stamped.io, the product reviews, that has helped to grow our business tremendously, because you can try and sell your product, so much, but it's not, people aren't going to take it as well as a real testimonial from a verified buyer. And what else? The one other in the Ecwid realm, we use the Gift Up app for digital gift cards, and it's just really easy to set up, and a great way to be able to, if you have a business where, like us, you really have to be the baker and know the size of your cakes to purchase a CakeSafe. If, a baker's mother wants to purchase a CakeSafe for them, they're going in blind kind of, but, they could just get a gift card, and, that's, an amazing present for the baker, and they can select the size that they need.
Got it. And so the Gift Up app allows people to buy whatever kind of gift card they want, or there's a preset amounts?
It's, I want to say there's a $5 minimum, but I think that's just the minimum that I set ours to. I think you can literally have it be any amount you want. I think I set the cap of ours as $1,000. But I think you could type it in. I want, a gift card for, the digits of my daughter's birthday, and be it like, 1081, so it really is able to customize any gift card that a customer wants, and it lets you upload your own graphics. So it's just, I don't know, I really like that app. It makes it so easy and so professional to sell the gift cards, and it's just digital. The recipient gets an email, and the buyer is able to schedule the time that the email is sent. It's just a quality app.
Awesome. Good tip there. Yeah.
Thanks. And then in the outside the Ecwid world, obviously you want the social media apps on your phone, like Facebook and Instagram. And, if you're doing, business Facebook page, you want the Facebook Pages app. And then some of my favorite, photo apps to help you, create and edit the post that you're going to put up there. It's an Instagram app. It's just called Layout, and it kind of lets you create a little collage, but it will only be in the square ratio. So, it's good for Instagram, but it's just a really quick and easy way to, if you have a before and after photo and you want it displayed right on the one screen and not have to swipe, it's just very quick to, upload 1-2 photos and boom, they're there.
Boom. And then you do that. Is it a phone app, or is it a
it's a phone app. Okay. Yep. And the other one that I really like, this is the only paid app that I use, and this is a phone app as well. It's called Spark Post, and it's by Adobe. And I am really just obsessed with this app. I think I think it costs 99 cents a month. But if you use it, I'm all for free. I'm very cheap. But this one, I have never been disappointed by, the $1 a month for it. It allows you to upload, any of your own content, photos, and create a really just kind of stunning post. If you want to overlay text, it has an option to also, make things move, like text can, swipe in, and it allows you to add logos. And it also has, kind of templates where you can take something really visually stunning and add your own branding into it. So if you're looking for posts, that feature your brand but look just really beautiful, it's just a good way to look at their templates, add your logo in. They have all these free royalty-free photos for you to use. I just really like this one.
That's awesome, and only 99 cents. So
exactly,
that's not going to break the bank.
If you're making money, by
you're talking Jesse's language now.
Yeah, I'm cheap too. I don't like to pay for apps. So, and I think I've tried that one before. I think Rich is looking at me. We played around with that before. It was
Spark Video we had because we were trying to do some video stuff, but Spark Post is, I know what you're talking about, because to sometimes just have that static image, because you took an image, it's not necessarily video worthy, let's just say, for quick phrasing, but to give it that movement with the title coming in gives it that same feel of a video, but it might not have had, full video, a need for full video.
Yep.
Yeah, it probably draws the eye too, as people are scrolling through their, scrolling through their phone with their thumb. You need something to gather, grab their eye.
To catch them. Yeah, and the resolution of the, if you upload a high resolution photo, it keeps the resolution, very, very high. I've created a few 8.5 by 11 flyers with that post or with that app. And, we have them printed and it's, crystal clear pictures, whereas some other apps, the resolution is going to suffer when you go to export it or, print it or, post it if it's going to be enlarged a little bit.
Got it. Now, does that also help creating Pinterest pins?
Yeah. So with Pinterest, we use a lot of customer testimonials as well. We'll go through I'll go through, it's just me. I'll go through and, repin things that, are engaging as well. Like I think I have a cake humor board in Pinterest where it's like hysterical cakes because, you want anything that's engaging is good. Yeah. So, we'll repin a bunch of engaging content, and then we'll use testimonials in other boards like CakeSafe users, or, just a customer's folder. And what's nice about Pinterest is, you don't have to go to these individual boards. It's, if you follow us, you're going to see it in your feed. So no matter what we're saving into the different boards, if it's a funny cake or if it's one of our products. But typically, I don't really use the Adobe Spark Post for that. I'm kind of like stealing pictures from our website. Every time I upload a testimonial, like the reviews are separate from the testimonials. We have a testimonials, just a tab on our website where I upload them. It's not, it's people who send me things directly, and I put a photo and a testimonial up there for them. Mm-hmm. And every time I put up a new testimonial, we have the Pinterest extension on our browser on Google Chrome. So if I hover over any photo, whatever website I'm on, it'll give me the option to pin it. So I'll just click on the testimonial photo and click pin, and I'll paste the caption as whatever the testimonial quote was, and that will go right over to Pinterest and go directly into our pin it right to whatever board I want it to pin to without actually even having to go to Pinterest.
Oh, wow. So that's a nice little hack there as well. So
yeah, and you can do that with any of your products too. If you just go to your product page on your website, just like you're a customer, and have that Pinterest extension on your browser, just click on the photo of your product and pin it over to Pinterest.
Wow, I like that too. How does Pinterest work for you guys? Do you know do you get any traffic and sales from there?
Yeah, we do. We have a running, I forget what Pinterest calls it, running, ad promotion on Pinterest. And we spend about $50 a month, and we just have the same sort of ad for, a few months. We'll just run. And we use Google Analytics, and we can see that we are getting sales from Pinterest. It's not stellar, but it's not bad. It's still enough for us to keep spending the $50 a month. But I'm not super happy with the ease of use for Pinterest. I think of Pinterest as this big company that, has their stuff together, if you will. And, I've had phone conferences with Pinterest. They want us to do a campaign with them, and they're, doing a screen share with me, and they're saying, okay, now we're going to click, to create a promotion. And they're like, wait a minute, the button's not there. Why don't you have the button? And I don't know. So it's been a little tricky with them, but it's worth it if you can get an engaging ad up there on Pinterest. But I just, shout out to the Pinterest world, make it easier.
Yeah. I'm actually playing around with Pinterest as well for Ecwid. And I think, I see it for CakeSafe as a lot more obvious that the visual and the food is way better than for us. But yeah, it's a little challenging, and there's way more information there than I need. I only go to one section every time, and I'm like, oh, what's all these other 40, 50 places I could click? So yeah, I hear you. We're all trying to figure it out. So
yep, that's why I like just put the Pinterest extension on your browser, and then you never have to visit it. Just pin all your products, and they'll be there without having to go through the hassle.
There you go. I like that. So, Rachel, is there any other tips that or questions we should have asked you during this?
Oh, geez. I don't know. We covered a lot.
We definitely did. Yeah. Rich, any last questions here?
No, that was very helpful. A super quick one. Just you don't have to go in detail, but we know how in Instagram you only get one link, and you kind of use that link wisely. And I notice you have Linktree. Has that worked well for you?
Yeah, it's I think it could look a little better if we just have the free version of Linktree. So if you go to just CakeSafe on Instagram, you'll see our link. It's linktr.ee/CakeSafe. But people, it's pretty obvious to people that that's a link, and you just click on it, and then it brings up all different categories, whatever categories I want to be there. So once you click there, you'll see at the top it says shop on cakesafe.com. I want that to be the top one. I want, to push sales. But then there are 3 links below that: CakeSafe box video tutorials, acrylic disc video tutorials, and spray booth video tutorials. So that I don't want to overwhelm people if they go to our website and we offer such a variety of different products, and they might not even know what they're looking for. So if they click on that Linktree link, they'll be able to, everything is sectioned out sort of. So if they're a chocolatier and they spray cocoa butter, they're going to want to look at the spray booth tutorials. So it just makes it easier to have pertinent content there without sending everybody to one website and telling them, click on the link on our website, then go to blog, then scroll down, then do this. Mm-hmm. If we have a blog post we want them to see, we just link that exact blog post in our Linktree, and we can customize the button. So it'll say, read our blog post on, the CakeSafe in Japan, and they'll bring it right there instead of having them, do a bunch of steps. So I do recommend the Linktree.
Awesome. So obviously we've said the name so many times, we probably know where you're going to say to send them, but if people wanted to learn more about you, what's the best place for people to contact you, or where should they go?
Well, I'm also, I'm there to help people, and I can help people, coach them with tips and things. You can email me directly if you would like, cakesaferachel@gmail.com. I spell my name Rachel. But yeah, I'm happy to help out with tips and tricks if you just have, a question about what's best for your business. at CakeSafe, we're all about lifting up other people, whether it be our customers or other small businesses. So I'm definitely there to help.
Or their cakes.
Yep, exactly. But yeah, if you want to, we've talked a lot about our social media, and our social media across the board is just CakeSafe. So if you're on Instagram, it's CakeSafe, Pinterest, Twitter, Facebook. You can find examples of what we've been talking about if you just visit any of those, and our website is cakesafe.com.
Awesome, Rachel. So for people that are listening, if you want some mouth-watering pictures, check out CakeSafe on Instagram and Facebook. And for people listening, a ton of great information here. Please listen to this again. So much information you can apply to your own business. Please get out there and make it happen. Thanks, Rachel.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Do you have followers? Do you have an audience? Do you have influence that you haven't turned into money? We can. YouTubers, podcasters, speakers, streamers, authors, and Instagrammers, we can help you turn your influence into money with a print-on-demand store on Ecwid. Not only do we know how to build it, we'll build it for you. If you are that influencer that's ready for results, we have an opportunity for you. Email podcasts@ecwid.com. That's podcasts with an S at ecwid.com.